Back on the record this morning with Massachusetts Democratic Party Chair Steve Kerrigan.
All right, so the Harris and Trump camps, they have agreed to debate each other in September. Trump is now pressing hard for multiple debates. Do you think that will happen?
The vice president has said that she'll take a look at the proposal that he sent out. She's just thrilled that he's finally willing to debate. As we know, it's back and forth. And by the way, I'll believe that he's willing to debate when the debate happens, because he has said he will, then he said he won't, then he said he would. I'm just excited they've agreed to the September 10th one, and we'll go from there.
The Trump camp has really criticized Vice President Harris for not doing any news conferences, sort of enjoying this honeymoon moment that she's had. But at some point, is she going to take questions from the press? Does she have to?
She interacts with the press every day.
Very briefly.
She said yesterday that she and her team are working on scheduling a large-scale interview. I have no more information on that. All I say is what she is doing is working to win this campaign by going and talking to the American people. She understands, as she said the day she entered the race, that she had to earn the nomination and earn this victory in November. And she's doing that every day. You see the crowds, despite what Donald Trump thinks about his crowd size.
It's larger than Martin Luther King's, by the way.
I mean, honest to God, if that's what he thinks a news conference is, then no one should do those, because that was just crazy.
To Sharman's point, they did criticize Kamala Harris for that, and the next day, virtually, they had their own press conference with Mar-a-Lago. So what policy points do you think will become most significant in the run-up to the election? Do you think the economy is right there? How about immigration? Is it right there?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Reproductive rights?
First and foremost, probably.
First and foremost.
Yeah. For a lot of Democratic voters. 8 in 10 Americans believe in legal access to abortion. And the Republican Party has made it a centerpiece, wrongly, I think, to go after more than half of American people and their ability to make their own healthcare decisions. And it's going to have huge repercussions for them in the ballot box, and it should.
Why do you think the race is so close right now, then?
Well, I mean, we're a pretty divided nation right now, unfortunately. And I think polling is what polling is. I think this race is 2.5, 3 weeks old. And what you're seeing is maybe in the polling, it is tight, although there's a bit of a gap growing, which is great. We're going to take no vote for granted. We're going to run through the tape every day. What you did see is you've seen hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people. We saw a massive increase in volunteer registration just here in Massachusetts. We've sent hundreds of people every day or every weekend up to New Hampshire to knock on doors. Even in July, Donald Trump bragged that July was the best number fundraising for the Republicans because MAGA is amazing. They raised $137 million, and Kamala Harris raised $310 million in 10 days. It is a staggering amount of money. So the campaign is coming together. And after the convention, we're going to continue. She's on doing a swing, or just finished a swing through battleground states. She's doing the work, and the American people will see it, and they'll win this election.
Let's talk about the party here in Massachusetts. Party membership has been trending down in Massachusetts overall for both the Democrats and Republicans. By the way, the majority of Massachusetts voters are unenrolled.
Yeah.
Why?
So I will say, I had a suspicion you would ask about that, because it's a concern. I will say this. Partisan politics is, frankly, an ugly business. And the average voter in Massachusetts or around the country just wants problem solved. They don't want to get into an inter-party fight. So if they were forced to choose, they'll pick unenrolled. The way you really tell it is that every time they get a chance to vote here in Massachusetts, Democrats are winning elections, Democratic values are winning elections, and that's more important than their party registration. And then I'll just finish with this. The week before Joe Biden dropped out of the race, 3,800 new people registered to vote in Massachusetts. The week after, 7,900 people. Twice as many people registered to vote after Kamala Harris entered the race for president. So I think trends are going to start changing, and voters are becoming much more engaged because they see a history-making campaign in Harris and Walz.
And people just weren't excited about Joe Biden.
I think they weren't excited about either side, to be honest. And it was a rematch, which is always, unless it's Rocky II, which is always interesting. Best Rocky movie.
Right, but most people didn't want to see a rematch between Trump and Biden.
Now there's something totally different, at least on our side.
Steve, it's great to see you.
Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Appreciate it.
Thanks to Steve Kerrigan this morning. Sunday Roundtable is next. Governor Healey taking heat for tougher policies at emergency shelters. Good move, bad move? What kind of move? We'll talk about it when we come back.